Welcome to In My Own Words, a Nathan Williams production. I'm your host, Nathan Williams, and this is episode 5. Episode 5 overall. Now, the last time I posted an episode was about a month ago. And this has been my third or fourth time, I've lost count, trying to get an episode up. To piece together how I wanted to say the things that have been happening, the things that have been going on. I am very much so aware of the things that are going on. And I want you to be aware of the things that are going on in not just what's going on with me, but in the world. So I think the day that I'm recording this, or the week of me recording this, I think it's been about a month since Putin's war has begun. Russia invading Ukraine. It kind of sent shockwaves around the world. If anyone was paying attention, you know, if they weren't paying attention a month ago, they're definitely paying attention now because it's not slowing down. Russia has a beef with Ukraine. Obviously, gas prices have gone up. Grocery prices are at a new level of ridiculousness. I think I've eaten out more than I have gone to grocery store in the last month since the last episode has come out, because I refuse to go in there and pay $4 for a box of Cheez-Its that I would pay $2.88 for. I ain't cheap. Look, I'm a college graduate on a budget, all right? Look, it's just the way it is. How do you think I'm affording these podcasts? You know, we're still in the pandemic with rumors of this new variant hitting the streets. I wrote that 2 weeks ago, but it's accurate. This is essentially the end of the world. That's the title of this episode. The end of the world. Welcome. But like I said, with the previous podcast that I've done, I don't want to just spew out any takes or anything about the war that is going on. Obviously, it's happening, and obviously, it's real. Obviously, there's people who don't believe in that. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself, what's in my own words. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm also going to talk about myself, and that's why the hell haven't I posted in a month? This episode was supposed to be different things, different topics. Media criticism and stuff like that. But I changed my script around a few times, and I'm even ad-libbing like I am right now because this script is so damn old. It's just hard to go back into this. So I think I'm going to try to be as natural as possible. So, what is there to talk about? Let's talk about the end of the world right quick. This war, we're calling it a war. Is it fair to call it a war? It's definitely war crimes, and it's definitely impacting us. Like I said, gas prices are up. I've been whining on Twitter the last few weeks about having to see that line go all the way up to $4. I don't think it ever cracked $4. I definitely didn't see it myself, but I think the highest I paid for gas in the last month was like $3.80. $3.85, something like that. Me living in the Houston area, there's more refineries, or since I'm closest to the Gulf, gas prices are always going to be lower here versus where they are like in New York or California or whatever the case is. So I think that's probably one of the biggest things and probably better things about living in the South. That don't mean move here. Oh my God. This is not me saying move here. Do not move here. All right. I'm going to say that right now. Don't do it. Texans don't like that. Trust me. But all in all, I figure I just go ahead and say that gas prices will always be cheaper here no matter what. If gas prices ever hit $5, something wrong. Something is definitely wrong. No, but seriously though, it's ridiculous. Paying $60 for a full tank of gas. And I know there's way more people in this picture right here who are probably paying way more for gas right now. Prayers to y'all, because I know y'all probably working overtime just to fill a tank. It's sad. I mean, it's sad. Conflict is sad. Conflict is something that is like, it's human, it's stupid, and it's solvable by talking about the issue that is happening. You know, you want to be able to have some sort of resolve. And I don't know, maybe I guess I'm looking at it from a small perspective, but there's got to be a way to have some sort of resolve with this war, or even like an argument or something. Like there's got to be a way to have that conversation. It's kind of meet in the middle. So hopefully they figure that out. Let your politicians handle that. You know, do what you can. Support those who are being impacted by this. This week, it just seemed like there's always something going on. This week we had a few line of storms basically go from West Texas all the way. I think it's still going through the Great South, or the Deep South. You know, it impacted. There was tornadoes to the west of Houston. There were tornadoes to the east of Texas. Even on familiar streets in New Orleans, there was a tornado that ramaged through a part of town, which that's insane considering New Orleans, like in August, just got hit with a hurricane. So climate change is very real. I don't think I need to be the person to say that, but if it's not obvious enough, it's very much so real. That issue needs to be addressed. I don't know who has to do it, but obviously, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that falls in this generation, so we're going to have to get it in order. You know, and obviously there are different ways to do that. You know, maybe I'll discuss those in the future. I don't have anything in front of me to even give you advice on that, but I can definitely tell you that is an issue that is coming and is knocking on the door right now. Where there's tornadoes hitting like New Orleans, that's ridiculous. Or just not even just New Orleans, but just like the South in general. That's crazy. That's something that you hear about in the Midwest. I've never seen a tornado in person before. I hope I never have to see a tornado in person because that would suck. But that's where we are right now. There's so much going on. Conflict. I think this episode is going to be about trust. Trusting news sources specifically. That was something I was going to originally discuss, and I'm trying to read the script to try to piece everything together with that. I'm actually not going to talk about news coverage, but it goes back to something that I think I mentioned before, or maybe in a previous attempt to record this. Don't just trust anything that you see on the internet. You got to be able to kind of sniff that out yourself. I think people who like to spread misinformation has been spread about this war and about different things. I think you really need to be careful with a lot of the stuff that is being circulated around here with everything, whether it comes to bodily harm or something as simple as like a team going on your franchise in the NFL. I don't know. Just don't stick to one source for your information. You know, verify that, vet that before you ever retweet it or share it or anything like that. Because some people are biased towards it, or they just want to start controversy or chaos. We don't need any more chaos. There's too much crap going on right now, so let's just chill out on that. Just trust. With all these crazy ass episodes that we've been having, as humanity, I think having a good circle around you will definitely keep you sane. In this month that I've been away, I took a break from social media to protect my sanity. You know, I think I had an episode about mental health. That's part of it. And this is not me like trying to celebrate an achievement or anything. It's just me being open and saying, hey, I did have to take a break. You know, I never like to stop with a project. I never like to walk away from a project unless I truly know that I cannot give it 100% of myself towards that project. I've just never been that person to be half-assed when it comes down to this right here. I mean, if you're watching, yes, podcast people who are listening on Spotify and Apple, yes, I moved the setup again. Now, yes, I'm going to point it out again because this shit took like 2 weeks to figure out. You cannot see it on the YouTube video, but I had to move the frames behind me. This mic is in a different spot. This desk is facing a totally different direction, and I have multiple lights that are around me. The lighting system works in here now, and I'm hoping that it's good enough to post. I'm also buying a monitor. I could thank the Quinteros for the recommendation, but I'm buying a monitor so I can see better what the camera is seeing, because that was a big pain in the ass for the last few weeks. But no, I wanted to improve not only myself, but I want to improve the projects that I'm working on and being able to produce the best content possible and to talk about things that I find important, like education and fashion and what's going on in the world right now. This episode is not going to be that. This episode is just a big ass ramble because it's been about a month since I posted. No, but trustworthiness, going back to that, being able to have people that you can trust. I've always said this, the best ability is availability. If your ass ain't available, there's no point of you having some sort of relationship with people. You will lose people so damn fast. It's just one of those things, like you expect people to be in your corner when you're needed, when you need somebody. You know, it should be the other way around. You should be able to put something into a friendship or relationship or whatever and be able to get that exact same thing out of it from someone else. And I think you need to be able to have maintain great relationships in order for you to improve thyself and even persuade and improve others around you. Everybody should be wanting to grow together. And I think this week I've had to kind of take a step back and evaluate myself. How can I be a better person to the people who are around me? I check on people often. I have checked on people often, even the people who I haven't found myself talking to or having a legitimate conversation with. Not one of those, hey, how you doing? You know, no, we're having conversations. You got something on your mind, you tell me. And I've found in the last month that people aren't really on that level anymore. So I think moving on and walking away from things was the best option. And that was something even me, it was hard for me to ever do. That was kind of my end game type of scenario. I never want to walk away from an individual ever. That's not something that it's an ugly thought. It's just something I'm not good at. I'm not used to that. And I think that's one of the hardest things about growing up is the fact that you're going to have to walk away from somebody one of these days. Even in the 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, however long you've known them, you know, when it's over, it's over. And you have to be able to walk away with that and try to keep the memories that you can, but do not let that shit keep you up at night. Trust me, that is not, it ain't great. So, you know, be happy in the moment. Go to bed with it. If it's over, it's over. Move on. Let it go. It's trustworthiness. I like to keep a circle close. And I've done a great job of that. I always ask people, coworkers and friends, who do you still talk to from like high school? Who do you still talk to from college or whatever? And people tell me, hey, you know, I talked to so-and-so. I talked to one person, two person. I can say easily that I probably have about 7 or 8 people I still talk to from high school. This is not me going back on the high school shit. I think you remember from episode 1 that I don't like to go back on memory lane, but I feel like in order for me to express trustworthiness, I have to explain why that 7 or 8 people still matter to me. Because it's not because of the past, but because of what I can get out of it now. I think you have to be able to communicate with them well about what you like and what you don't like, and being able to grow from the conversations that are meaningful and being able to have those meaningful ass conversations with this adult figure that you've grown up with. And for the people that I still talk to, and even the people that I'm rekindling my relationship with, I think being able to learn with you in my 20s is better than trying to make up time in 10 years. I'd rather do it now. I'd rather build mend those relationships now and being able to keep things together. But if I feel like that there's no way that is possible, then I can walk away and I can live happily with that. See you in 10 years? Probably not. I think that is important. You have to know, I've said it before, you have to be able to choose which which L and which dub you're actually going to take. And even with these relationships and even with these friendships, you have to be able to do that without starting a conflict. Be as simple as possible. Be as quiet as you can, because having a long-standing conflict with an individual is so stupid. It's annoying. Don't misread the situation that is clearly in front of you. Don't be blind to it. Be open-minded and understand that things aren't just going to keep going a certain way. They may branch off. A perfect plan is never really a perfect plan if you don't consider everything that could possibly fuck it up. So that's that. Like I said, this episode is a true ramble, but everything makes sense in this web of Nate. It's all gonna make sense. It all is supposed to make sense. Okay? I want everything to make sense. I strongly am here to stay. And I think I've said that in every episode, and I make a 2-week disappearance. No, I'm dealing with something I don't want to talk about. I'm dealing with growth. And I think growth is an individual road. This podcast is a way for me to feel better and understand that I am not alone. I've gotten your DMs. I've gotten your messages. I've gotten your appreciation for even taking the time to do this, with this third setup difference in this room. Seriously, if you can see the crap that I have to make this happen, from that to the coming up with the podcast ideas to the episode topics, good Lord, there's so many of them that you have sent. It's just been hard to stay motivated and energy, especially this week. Good Lord. Everybody's been complaining about daylight savings time. I think that shit just caught up with me. I'm tired right now recording this, but I want to get it out, and I'm going to bust my ass to try to record this episode and get it out there. But I want to say, before I sign off, because this is a shorter episode. I'm serious when I say I'm tired. I want to be able to put out the best possible thing I can, so that way we can grow together. Us in our 20s, or an older person who's walking down memory lane listening to my voice. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna get a message, I know, but I want to be able to grow with you through this. Talk about my experiences and being able to share your experiences here on the podcast. Look at this kind of like a revamp. I'm mad as hell that I'm doing a revamp 5 episodes in, but that's kind of where we are. That's just where life is. Things never, ever go as planned. So, this episode's all over the place, and I'm okay with that, because I'm all over the place. It's in my own words. I mean, it has to be. Literally, no script. No script is here. That's gonna help me. So that's what I have. This is where I am mentally. You could tell. I can't even promise that I will be doing an episode next week. Like, that's kind of how off everything is right now. But I definitely want to say that I am busting my ass. I am trying my hardest to come back stronger, because nobody builds a set like this with this purple and gold that is around me and just walks away. That is dumb as hell. That is not how I'm going out. I ain't going out like that. But I will go out with this. Peace to you, peace to your family. Watch the news, understand what's going on, educate yourself, be able to prepare for the unexpected changes that are coming. Talk to your friends, or delete some numbers so that way you don't feel like you have more friends than you actually do. And accept the apologies for people who took the time to reach out to you, because they didn't have to do that. So, but that is all I have. I'm Nathan Williams, and this is In My Own Words.